We're back.
If you've been around me for any length of time, you probably know I have a favorite superhero. She's smart and funny and is finally appearing in her movie. Finally. That's right. Wolfsbane has rocked the silver screen for the first time in the New Mutants movie. And it's not just me pointing out random redheads in the background this time. It's for real. So, let's take a look at the New Mutants movie and see what was good and not so good about her debut. But, like, also the entire movie. Okay, so quick introduction in case you haven't actually seen the movie. Spoilers, by the way. There are 5 main characters: Sunspot, Magic, Mirage, Cannonball, and Wolfsbane. But they don't actually go by their code names, so real names are fine. They're all being kept in this, like, mutant hospital so they can have therapy sessions to talk out their powers or something. Enter Dani Moonstar, who just witnessed the death of everyone she's ever loved. So now these horrific nightmare sequences are happening to all the teens in the facility, blah blah blah, Monster Bear. As far as the plot, I really liked it. Yeah, I thought it was a lot grittier than normal X-Men movies, but in a lot of ways the New Mutants have always been grittier than the normal X-Men, so I think it fit in pretty nicely. It felt a lot less like a superhero movie and more like a suspenseful thriller that just so happened to have people with cool powers. So I felt like it was a good balance. The only part that I really wasn't a fan of is "My father told me a story of an evil monster bear" at the beginning. And I was even less of a fan of the ending being "And now I've told you about the evil monster bear." It kind of just felt like cheap. Now, for my favorite thing to talk about, the characters. I really liked Sunspot. He was kind of obnoxious, but in, like, the best way possible. He keeps up this, like, "Oh yeah, I'm tough. I'm a big tough guy," like, the whole time. But he calls Rain doggy at one point, and that's just not cool. Not cool, Roberto. Not cool. I kind of liked his backstory being, "Yeah, I was really sweet on this girl, and then I killed her." It's like, oh. Oh. He was a likable character. I was really surprised they took Magic where they did. Because, I mean, she's always been kind of a jerk in the comics. But, like, spitting out so many racial slurs was kind of shocking. Like, I didn't expect them to go that far with her. I mean, it fit into her character. It's just kind of surprising. I absolutely loved the little Lockheed puppet. That was adorable. It blended her sad little child issues with her just angry ball of rage. It was a nice mix and a nice coming together and pulling in her backstory with who she is now. It was a good mix. And then at the very end, big fight scene, when she just comes out with that sword and actual Lockheed dragon and they just battle the bear. I thought that was really cool. And it's a nice callback to the comics because she actually does battle the evil bear in the comic books. But the evil bear is actually Dani Moonstar's parents turned into the evil bear. It's a thing. But yeah, I thought Magic was done pretty well. Dani, I think, was supposed to be the main character or something, but I really never felt that connected to her. She felt very flat and emotionless. And I get, like, you just lost your entire family, and that's pretty traumatic, but she just made some choices that didn't quite make sense. I don't really care that much about her, which is hard when the plot revolves around her. It kind of damages the movie in some ways. Also, in the shower scene, she is right next to Wolfsbane. Like, leave a stall. You leave a gap. It's the bro code. You leave a gap. Ugh. Ugh. Mm. Mm. That gets her negative points right there. Although, Sam stole the show. I just loved him so much. I actually found him the most lovable character in the movie. I mean, he's just a good old country boy who's a kicked puppy for the first half of the movie, but then he stands up to that monster bear and saves his friends. Just, I love him so much. The actor did such a good accent with Sam that I thought he was genuinely from the South. Turns out, though, he's actually British. Whatever. He did a pretty good job. Last, but obviously not least, Wolfsbane. First off, I was kind of surprised they made her Catholic, since usually she's like an uber religious Protestant, and she actually has some problems with Nightcrawler, who is a Catholic. There's some awkwardness there. But I understand what they were going for, and that little scene where she's in the confession box, it's actually a pretty cute scene. And it kind of shows her inner workings a little better. So, I'll accept it this time. I really loved her fierce protectiveness of her friends, because that is shown all through the comics. And that scene where she talks Danny down from a ledge, she literally does that to Richter, I believe, in one of the comics. But she's a lot less nice about it in that one. But it's nice to see that they kept her heart true. And who can forget her crawling around in the vents like a freak? That was my favorite. It shows how quirky she is, and she's a sweet little innocent girl, but also she's kind of weird, She didn't get a lot of socialization as a kid, so she's kind of awkward. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's cute to see her just like peeking out of the vents. The only thing that really seemed out of place was having Wolfsbane shipped with Danny Moonstar. It's like, you have Rain in a movie with Roberto and Sam, who she actually likes in the comic books. I think her and Sam even dated at one point in the comic books. But you ship her with Danny Moonstar? I get they were probably trying to do some, like, LGBTQ representation. But it would make more sense to use a character like Karma, who is homosexual in the comic books, and have her play that role instead of having Wolfsbane fit into a mold that she wasn't designed to fit into. It would be like if you had North Star being a huge lobbyist against homosexuality and ends up snogging with Jean Grey by the end of the movie. Like, it wouldn't make sense. It would be kind of weird, and people would be pretty upset about it, I'm sure. I don't know, I just thought it was a weird choice, and I didn't really understand where they were coming from. Overall, I liked New Mutants pretty well. I'm probably not going to watch it again unless it comes on TV and, like, they censor out all the cussing, because, like, magic kind of has a foul tongue. But, yeah, it was a good movie. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Anyway, now that I've gotten that off my chest, I'm going to go procrastinate doing some homework. But, in the meantime, good luck.